Hello, Facebook world. This is Colleen Nye. I'm live on Sherry's page. I'm so excited to be here today. Thank you so much, Sherry. So to get things rolling while we wait for people to join us, Sherry suggested let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about various things. The weather is just crazy this year. I live in Detroit, and normally we're buried in snow throughout, like 4 months of the year, and snow and ice and all that. And we've actually had spring all winter, which has been beautiful. So that's been really nice to get out and kind of get some different perspectives during winter months for writing and whatnot, which is a lot of fun. So today is the release of Letters to Cora, and that's kind of why I'm doing a live thing and doing a little bit of everything throughout the day today. Letters to Cora is my latest book, and I'm sure I'll touch on that periodically throughout the live session. It is a paranormal romance, so if you... hi, Stephanie! Love you too! Paranormal romance. It is... The book I would consider pretty well a contemporary romance, more or less. But when you get down to it, there are some ghosts in it. So that's where it falls into the paranormal romance aspect. There was a blog that wrote about it today that was... I really liked their take on it. A little bit of history, a little bit of romance, and a little bit of paranormal. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, today's the launch day of Letters to Cora, and it's February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, because, romance is in the air, and it is a romance, so I figured it was perfect timing. Hi, Sherry! And it is on sale for ebook for only 99 cents, which is fantastic, in my opinion, because a buck for, getting to explore a whole world and have a whole romance, and there's kind of 2 romances built into this book, so 2 for the price of 1, Do I have any Valentine's Day plans? No, I don't. As much as I write about romance, I usually just kind of sit at home and watch romantic comedies. Hi, Pamela. I don't. I will probably make something special for someone. Find a friend that's kind of feeling a little down, and I'll do something a little special. So I don't kind of plan ahead because I usually plan to do that. So that's how I spend my Valentine's days. Other than that, I'll be promoting Letters to Cora because it's out now, and I'm so excited about that. If you like a little bit of ghosts and a little bit of paranormal, and you like a lot of contemporary romance, it is definitely the way to go for reading on your Valentine's Day. Yes, Stephanie, I will be your Valentine. As people come in, feel free to throw some questions at me. Where did I get inspiration for the book? I had a dream. I actually had a dream. I woke up. That's where I actually get a lot of my inspiration. I'll wake up and be like, oh, it's the craziest dream, and I'll jot it down. And then before I know it, while I'm jotting it down, it becomes something more. And the opening sequence with a woman that had moved to England and bought a giant brick estate with little houses and a lot of land and whatnot, and she was repairing this old stone wall and found a letter in it, and it was a really interesting dream, and it just kind of budded from there and went on. So that was it just kind of fell out of my head at that point. The characters all had very loud voices and wanted to be part, and they were eager to be on the page. And October 24th, 2016 is when I started it, and I wrote the last line on December 24th, so 2 months to the day. Yes, dreams are one of the greatest places to get inspiration from. If you can remember your dreams, jot them down. You never know what it's going to spur if you're a writer, that's for sure. Will there be a second book? I did not intend on there being a second book. So at this point, no. But my first novel, When in Maui, which is now the first book in the Unobtainable series, was only supposed to be a standalone as well. Actually, it was just supposed to be me writing a friend's dream down, ironically enough. And it became an entire book and then an entire series. So you never know where they go from here, See what the voices of the characters say if they come back wanting more attention. And also... you never know what fans are going to say if they want more. So if they do and the voices are willing to give it, then definitely the characters are, if they're there and ready to play, you just kind of go with it. Advice for aspiring authors. It's a good question, Sherry. I would say write every day. Write, even if it's just thoughts. Do a little fan fiction if you absolutely have to. So just write every single day, because if you fall out of practice, it's hard to be disciplined. So when you do get inspiration, it's hard to jump back into that whole thing of making sure that every day you work on your piece. And it can be daunting because life gets hectic, life gets busy. And it throws a lot of different things at you. So if you're not already in the habit of writing regularly, sometimes it becomes impossible to discipline yourself to make sure you're doing it from here on out. Stephanie, can I convince you to read or to write a second one? Maybe. How about we finish the Unobtainable series first? That's the third book is coming out April 12th, and I haven't even written the last line of it yet. So let's finish that first. Hello. I write another. Yes. You got to be one of my betas. So if you're asking me for another one, then definitely that's a good praise. So who knows? You never know. So a writing Pamela's been on a writing hiatus. Let's see, suggestions for a writing hiatus. Find where you like to write the most. If you function best in a quiet place, shut yourself off from the world, then put yourself in there. And but for me, I work best writing at like a diner or a bar or something that there's a lot of hectic commotion going on around me, a lot of noise, a lot of voices, a lot of different energies, and I like to sit and really kind of just let things flow. I don't allow myself the Facebook and the Twitter and the Gmail and all of that while I'm doing it. And I just kind of force myself into where I know I write best frequently, and then just kind of keep putting myself in there. And even if it's just a line that I get down each day, then it will snowball. It will snowball because the voices of the characters start getting louder, and your focus starts coming back, and just keep putting yourself where you know you write best. And then after a while, then you can't stop it, and you're writing everywhere you can. So, one thing I will suggest doing, and I'll grab it here. I have this handy dandy little thing here. Everybody recognizes that symbol. I'm not promoting it, so whether you use an Android tablet or an Apple tablet, this is just what I use. But Samsung and Apple, there's these cases called Zag, and they can fit on like this, or they could fit on bigger, where they cover the entire back, and they hinge, and they're fantastic. They're like little mini laptops, and you can get Word for free on it, and get, I use Evernote or any other sharing platform, Google Docs, whatever, and I can bounce back and forth between this and my laptop, so I can take this with me everywhere I go, and actually write on the go all the time. It fits in my purse. It's absolutely fabulous. So that is one of my things that I also suggest to people. If you can afford it, definitely buy something like that you can take everywhere with you. Sherry asks, which of my characters is my favorite and why? In Letters to Cora, I would have to say Cora herself. Her entrance into the book was a surprise to me, because I actually didn't intend on her actually making a surprise or making an entrance. So that was interesting when I was writing along, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, hey, Cora's going to show up. And it was a really unique way, but it's her very essence that I feel is carried out throughout the whole book, that you want to know more. I wanted to know more about her, and then when she came into play, she became such an entwined, integral bit of everything else that happens from there on out, that she just kind of comes in and takes over without being a bully about it. So that was a lot of fun to see Cora actually enter the picture into the story. So I think she's probably my favorite. Stephanie asks, do you ever base characters on people you know? Oh, you know the answer to that. You know the answer to that. No, never. Stephanie writes horror. And I commend her for that, because she writes under Stephanie Brown. Her first book is out. It's Nightmare in the Shadows. It's actually a really fantastic book if you like gory horror. It is fantastic. She does what I wish I had the guts to do, where something happens and she'll get really angry, and that's the next person who dies in her book, which is fun. I don't think I have specific people that enter my books as much as concepts of people. I have a celebrity crush, so they'll be the model of my next main lead male character. Or I know my personality and my very good friend Carrie's personality are the base personalities for the two main characters in the Unattainable series. So like, and Stephanie actually is kind of the model for a character in that as well. So I think I do essences more than actual, like, strict concepts of people. Sherry asks, what is next for me? I have When in Love, which is book 3 in the Unattainable series, is coming out on April 12th, actually, providing I finish it. So, talk about discipline. Gotta get focused. I'm pretty close. So it's getting there. I actually have a date set for my editor, so this is good. You know, I have a plan in force, so that's good. Does come out on April 12th, which is actually the 5-year anniversary of when in Maui was originally released. And so I'm really excited. I'm probably going to do an in-person luau party because, you know, Maui, and who doesn't want an excuse to have a luau party? And so that'll probably roll out sometime in April somewhere in Michigan. Because I think I'll be mostly in Michigan for my signings and whatnot in that month. So I'm looking forward to that. The Unobtainable series is completely contemporary romance, and it is about two best friends. They're divorcees. They have children, modern day, very sarcastic, satirical women. A lot of us can relate to them, because today more of us are that sarcastic, you know, bold, out there doing our thing, and all that. But they find themselves in a very particular situation when their celebrity crushes actually pursue them. And so it's unique in the fact that, you know, whoever gets that. We all want it, but whoever gets it. And so you watch these two women as they very sarcastically, very humorously kind of muddle their way through it and and sometimes literally stumble their way through it. So, Sherry, you can come party with me anytime. Absolutely. So yeah, the Unattainable series is it's really just kind of a laid back, easy, fun read that, you know, you kind of just get into this whole world of, this dream world of, you know, what would you do? And the thing is I do base some of the aspects of Vivian on my personality and Alice on Carrie's personality. And our friendship is one of these where she'll call me and just say some of the most ridiculously silly things to me. It's some of just silly cut down things. And I know she's joking. That's kind of the basis of our friendship. We taunt each other. We tease each other. And we have a lot of fun with that. And so we bounce off each other very sarcastically, very taunting, very in a loving way. But you get that with Alice and Vivian, and she is the type that runs from love. Alice is the type, she runs from love. She doesn't want to be the next girl in the limelight. She doesn't want to be a notch on the bedpost. She's really afraid of letting herself get involved. Where Vivian is just like, here, I'm going to plug my nose and jump off the cliff. We're all good. And in some aspects in my past, I've been like that. I don't think I am that way anymore, but I jumped off a cliff that was a little too high, I think, once, and now I'm a little more cautious. I'll look a little first. But you get that in the characters, so whether you're the kind of run to love or run from it, you're going to find one of them that you'll relate to in these situations, so that's fun. How important is humor in a romance novel? Ooh, that's a good question, Sherry. It's sarcasm, what is that? Exactly, Sandra, I don't even know. How important is romance in a novel? To me, it's key. To me, I I need humor in a lot of things. I don't know how to be serious, even in serious situations in reality. When I get angry, I'm going to start cracking jokes. When I get actually furious, when I get really, really angry, I will start laughing. I am that person. I will start laughing, and my close friends, if they see me laughing and they know I'm mad, they'll tell the person I'm mad at, you might want to go away, because she's really mad. I guess I'm just kind of that way. I find humor in just about everything. So I like my romance to be humorous. I like my I like to see humor in it. I think because most of the people that I know have a really good sense of humor, and I don't think I've ever seen a romance happen where someone doesn't get embarrassed, or someone doesn't get some sort of, humorous aspect about it. And so to just have plain romance, don't get me wrong, I've seen some romance movies and read some romance that I'm like, oh my god, that was sweet from beginning to end, A Walk to Remember. I don't think there's really much humor in there, and it's just beautiful from beginning to end. But 50 First Dates at the same time, I'm going to laugh my butt off the whole time. And so, I don't know, I think it's pretty important. Joe, you cry. Laugh when scared. I miss you too. I can't wait. I get to see Joe throughout the year this year at conventions. I'm so excited. And I think including in London. And I'm totally going to tackle hug Joe anytime I get to see her. I'm so excited. I do that to you, Stephanie. I probably do. And I'm sorry. Not really, but I'm sorry. Someone toots during sex andresses. Yeah. You never know. Life has a way of putting humor into so many situations that I feel it keeps us humble. It keeps us from being too grandiose about ourselves or too down on ourselves. It gives you that moment that you take a chance to sit and breathe and just relax and enjoy it. That's what I think. But yeah, Joe, London, I'm so excited. I have my trip starting to plan out, and I already told Katie. Katie M. John is hosting a ChapterCon in London, and Joe and I are talking there. I believe Joe's got a pretty important slot going on, and I'm really excited for her. And I'm doing a workshop and a chapter read, so that'll be a lot of fun. And I already told Katie I'm just going to break down crying all the time while I'm there, because everything is going to be absolutely gorgeous, and everyone's going to have a British accent, and it's just going to be overwhelmingly amazing. And so I'm really excited, and going to be completely embarrassed by the end of it. But that's okay, because, it's me. I'm okay like that. Sherry asked, what conventions am I doing this year? Some are up in the air still. The ones for sure, I'm doing the Women's Expo in Grand Rapids, Michigan in March, which will be a lot of fun. They get tens of thousands of people a day that walk through the door, and it's very busy, 10-hour days, but it's a lot of fun. You meet a lot of great people. And then I know for sure that I'm going to be doing, Detroit's doing something in the Eastern Market this year for the first time, and it blew up. They had thousands of replies when they just posted that they were looking at doing it. So it's going to be huge, and it's going to be fun, and it's in downtown Detroit in a historical area at the Eastern Market, and I'm very excited about that. There's also a couple smaller conventions I may do. I'm doing ChapterCon in London, which is an indie convention out there for a couple of days, and then I'm going to tour a little bit of Europe. I think I'm going to hit some Scotland, some Ireland, some Paris while I'm there. I'm really excited. And then I'm doing Ozark Indie Fest in the Ozarks in Missouri in October. And that is their first one, but everyone that's running it is fantastic. So I'm really excited about being a part of that. I will be going to Utopia. For those of you that know, Utopia Con is one of the larger YA-NA conventions in the United States. It's in Nashville, Tennessee every year in June. This will be their 6th year. It's a fantastic convention. Its focus isn't selling of books. Its focus is actually coming and networking. Authors networking with other authors and bloggers and readers, and there's events and there's all kinds of stuff. And I wasn't doing a table because I was thinking, yay, I'll see you, Sherry, yay. I wasn't going to do a table because I'm going to London and I wasn't going to invest, but I actually got an invitation to come as a guest. And so I'm going to be going to Utopia as a guest, which will be cool. So I'll put it out there if anyone's going to be at Utopia and want one of my books. I'm not planning on packing a bunch since I don't have a table, but I'll put a pre-sale out there, so in case anyone wants me to bring some, I will bring some. You should come, Sandra. Go to the conventions. They're so much fun. Even if you just go as a guest, it's definitely worth it. Patty Larson actually goes on the years that she doesn't get a table. She'll go as a guest because the networking is completely invaluable. Yes, Joe is a Saturday keynote speaker for Ozarks. Yes, so there's a lot of great conventions this year. There's a lot of conventions popping up everywhere. So it's really hard to select where to go because I want to do them all. I may be doing Glass City actually. That's in Toledo, Ohio. I went for the first time last year. I actually had it. I got the invitation and got sent a ticket and asked to come, and it was huge and it was busy and it was awesome and it was a lot of fun as well. So if you have a chance to get out to conventions, whether it be local by you or to actually travel and get out there. Stephanie Brown she's listening. I know she's car shopping today, so she's probably in and out. She is actually doing her first convention next month, and I'm very excited for her. And it's in Rock City, I think I may have that wrong, but it's going to be a pretty big one, and I'm really excited. If you haven't done conventions, definitely do them. If you do them regularly, more power to you, and I hope to see you around because they are so fun. So yeah. Any other questions? I know it's a busy year. It is definitely a busy year. Things are just kind of booming. I also started a publishing company called Blue Deco Publishing. Rock Island, that's one for Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. Best part of the convention, Sherry asked, what is the best part of a convention? I would have to say is networking with authors. I have met people that have been invaluable, that have resources that have really kind of put me on the map that I probably wouldn't have been put on the map if it wasn't for them. I've gotten friends, dear people that I absolutely love and adore, and people that I'm getting to know more, which is absolutely awesome to network with people of all walks of the whole train of writing, people that are just getting started, people that have been on the path for quite a while, and everyone has knowledge base to share with each other, and the support is awesome because when you, if anyone that's a writer knows, hey Jackie, nice to see you. Anyone that knows anything about themselves as writing, you know you're the worst critic for yourself. So to have that support from other authors that knows what it feels like and can help you overcome that, that's definitely key. Sherry says, tell us more about Blue Deco. Blue Deco was not planned at all, but has been an amazing adventure. It just kind of got thrust upon me, and I'm very thankful for the way it has. It was something that that's been interesting. It's a small publishing house, and I don't have the ability to offer what the big publishers do and what some others do, but I have, it's an avenue. It's an avenue for people that want to get their books out there and like the concept of networking with other authors, because I make it possible for the authors on the label. We have a group and we really share and network with each other and boost each other and kind of help market each other and whatnot, and just give each other an author family, really, more or less, which is, I think, invaluable in its own way. I published, I think it was around 15 books last year, give or take a couple. I have this count, and every time I go to say it, I blank. So right around 15 books in my first year, which was, I thought, pretty good. And I had somebody actually go, wow, that's a lot for 1 year, because there's publishers that only do one a year. And I'm like, really? Okay, so I'm not doing as bad as I thought. I started out this year, January 1st, I did a year in review, and I started out this year with 19 books signed and in production, and then since then I have signed 4 more and have contracts out there for I think another 6, and so it's busy. It's a busy year for Blue Deco. We kind of do all genres. And it's just basically giving people a way to have a home and a label for their books. And I oh yay, Stephanie's updating me on her car situation. She's hopefully getting one, and that's awesome because that means I can beg her to come see me and soon. So so yeah, Blue Deco has been really busy. We have a lineup of some pretty awesome authors and some fantastic books, and I'm really proud to actually be able to host them as their publisher and post them out there and get them out into the public. And so that's been, I think, my favorite part of being a publisher is bringing that dream to fruition for some people that have been turned down or lost in the jumble or whatever, and they just want to get it out there, and to be able to bring that to life for them is a dream come true for me in a way. I like to help people out. Sherry, thank you. The Long Summer was nominated in 5 categories in the YABCs. It did not win. I'd actually got that news, and I didn't post it yet because it's release day for my other book, Letters to Cora. But so I didn't want to like bring anyone down. But I had some fantastic people out there voting for me. It got it made it through nominations, through the semifinals, and to the finals round. In 5 categories, including Best Book of 2016. All the Feels was one of them. I was up against the Cassandra Clare book, and so that was a lot of fun to see it go through that process. It didn't win, but I am not in any way, shape, or form depressed about it, because getting to the finals was huge, I think, because the YABCs have been around for a couple decades, I think, maybe even 3. I can't remember. They've been around for a long time, and so for such a prestigious YA children's book group to be nominated that far along and into the finals, that says a lot and makes me very, very proud. So I was robbed. Thanks, Stephanie. I was robbed. No, I was up against some pretty awesome books, so I can't really say that I feel bad for losing out to who won. So I'm really happy about that. So launch day today, I am celebrating. It is a busy day. I'm here, so this is awesome. And then I'll take a little break, and at 2 o'clock I will be on the St. Valentine's promo page. They're doing a launch for St. Valentine's Day. It started yesterday. It goes through tomorrow. It's just this big thing for romance, and people are authors are popping in throughout the days to kind of promo and do things. I'm probably going to give away an audiobook copy of The Long Summer during my hour on there, and maybe a few other things. I have that posted, the link for that, on my Facebook page, and it's probably on my Twitter as well. So if you're interested in coming and hanging out with me, I'll be there. And then I actually have an event page that I posted on the page as well, and I think Sherry may have posted it. I'm not sure. But it is the Letters to Cora release event, and there is a great lineup. There's a fantastic lineup coming up of other authors that'll be hanging out and celebrating and whatnot, and some will be doing giveaways. So if you like giveaways, come and hang out throughout the day. And then I will be hosting that event page from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It starts at 3, all Eastern Standard Time. And I'll be doing some other giveaways for a couple authors, and maybe even another Long Summer audiobook. You never know what's gonna get thrown in there. Well, yeah, we're gonna hang out, and I'm glued to my computer for the day. I got my Dove chocolate, my oatmeal, my bottles of Smart Water. No, what else do I need? And my friends behind me, they're all rooting for me. You just see the ones up on the shelf. My obsession with pop vinyls, so but yeah, I am celebrating. I love this book. I absolutely love this book. I love these characters. I love the way they find each other, because you know, you got a couple of lost ghosts and a couple of lost souls, and they're just kind of all out there, and it's amazing. I felt amazing to watch them all come together on the page as I wrote it, so I'm hoping that people who read it will feel the same way. Will Letters to Cora be on audiobook? That's a good question, Sherry. I hope one day. I had actually gotten approached to do The Long Summer, and by someone, and she, I feel, did a fantastic job. So one day I'd like to get out there. I actually want to get all the books out in audiobook. It's a very time-consuming process, so it'll come along slowly, but I do plan on getting all the books out there on audio at some point, because I know a lot of people prefer that. Jackie says, what book conventions are you going to this year? Ozarks is number one. Number one! London Chapter Con, I know we were talking about that a little bit earlier, but I think that was before Jackie got a chance to join. Yeah, so I will be at the Women's Expo in Grand Rapids in March. I'll be in July at in Detroit at the Eastern Market for the book group there. Chapter Con in August, Ozarks in October, and then there's a couple others that may be filtering in. If I do Glass City, that'll be later in October as well. And Sherry's posting the links to buy Letters to Cora. So it is on 99 cents right now on Kindle. So if you have a Kindle, it's out on Kobo as well. It should be on Nook soon. They're a little slow right now. I'm not sure what's going on there. But it will be on Nook soon if you have Nook. Yeah, very busy. I like keeping myself busy. I like that. But Letters to Cora is on sale on ebook right now for 99 cents. It will only be on sale for a few more days, I think, through this week. And then it will be going up to $3.99. If it's going like hotcakes, I'll keep it out there for 99 cents. But I'm planning on next week it goes back up to goes up to $3.99. So don't hesitate to get out there and get it. If you have reader friends, definitely go snag a copy and toss it over to them. It's for $1, so it's super cheap to get to explore this whole world. And so why not grab it up and take a look? And if you love it, throw me a review. If you only kind of like it, go ahead and throw a review too. You know, I'm not going to tell you can't, but good reviews are always best. So definitely, if you have read any great books lately, whether they be mine or somebody else's, toss that review up on Amazon. That is like food for authors, because the more reviews that are out there, the more people get to see it. The more reviews that are posted, the more Amazon will promote things. So it's definitely important to leave a review for your authors. So, if you have any questions, come visit me. There's an event page for Letters to Cora. Go ahead and search it up on Facebook. Come to my Facebook page. Check out my website, ColleenNye.com. And other than that, I'm going to head out and get ready for the celebrations. Hopefully I'll see you online today and grab your copy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.